Hi, friends. Guess what? It's time for a writing activity. Today, we're going to write. Now, look, I have on the screen lots and lots of animals from our story. Do you remember? Where did I put my handy dandy book? Oh, here it is. It's hiding from me. We read the story Dear Zoo. And these are all the animals that were inside the book. If you look, you can maybe point. Which one was your favorite? What was your favorite animal in the story? Miss Dominique, she likes the lion. She loves cats, and a lion is just like a big, big cat. Now, today, we're going to practice writing. So I happen to have a whiteboard and magnet letters and a pen. Do you need to have a whiteboard and magnet letters and a pen? No, you do not. You can use whatever materials you can find in your house, whether it's pens or crayons or even mom's lipstick if she's okay with it. And you might have paper in your house, but you might not. So stay tuned, and I'm going to give you an example of how you can practice writing with no paper and no pens, no crayons, no markers, just your finger and some stuff that I had lying around the kitchen that you might have too. But first, let's just practice. How are we going to write? So I chose the word dog because that is a nice short word. It's spelled D-O-G. So when we write our morning message, let's sort of do it like we write our morning message. Ready? The first letter is D. D. Can't do it with a marker. D. And then A. A. O. And then we have G. 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 D-O-G spells dog. Now, if you're working with mommies or daddies or older sisters or brothers, maybe they can help you do little dot letters that you can trace. So I'm just doing this real quickly. It's not very perfect, and you probably can't see it. But then you can just follow the dots. We jump our pen from one dot to the next. Jump, jump, jump until we connect all the dots to make what letter? D. Good job. So look, we connect the dots. We connect the dots. That's how we trace. That's how we trace. There are so many ways to do it. And you might have noticed that on my whiteboard, I have two sets of letters making the word dog. I've got one word that has all uppercase or big letters, and these are the first letters that we learn at school. Once we know all of these letters, maybe we can start using some, well, I was going to say little letters, baby letters, but they're lowercase letters. That's the fancy way to say it. So look, we've got one big, and then we've got little letters that follow for the rest of the word. First letter is big, the rest of the letters are little. So it depends on how many letters you know and whether you want to start learning your lowercase letters. It's totally up to you and your moms, dads, and siblings, whoever you're working with. So this is how I could write our animal words if I happen to have a whiteboard and erasable markers and magnet letters. But let me show you a very easy way that you can practice writing with anything that you find around the house. So I have lots of ideas, but what I have right now available to me to write without a pen and paper, I've got a Tupperware lid. And I chose a piece of Tupperware that was not white or clear because I really wanted to be able to see what I'm going to be writing. Now, I'm not going to be writing like with marker or anything on the Tupperware. I'm going to use some fun stuff to write. I found some salt. I know, isn't that crazy? I'm just going to put a little bit, well, maybe not so little, but enough salt on my Tupperware lid so that I can use my finger to write words in the salt. Now, I am using salt because I don't have sand and I don't have shaving cream. But if you have sand or shaving cream or almost like any other kind of sensory material in your house, that would be a great thing to use on a nice clean surface where it's okay to get a little messy, either in the bathroom or in the kitchen, where you can just use your finger and write in the sensory material. I'll show you what I mean, and I have you guys on my computer, so we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna move you, and hopefully you can see. So let's see here. Hopefully you can see. Hopefully you can see. Whoa. Okay, that seems like enough. So we have our salt. Now ready? I'm just going to use my finger. D O G. You want to see something magic? If you're using something like salt or sand, if you just sort of gently shake it, you can start over. I could write, what was Miss Dominique's favorite? She liked the lion. Roar. If you don't want to write letters, guess what you can do? You can draw pictures. Although, you know how Miss Dominique isn't the greatest artist in the world, but there. Believe me when I say, that's a lion, everybody. Shake, 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 shake. And then you can start over again. So friends, isn't that magic? And this would work the same if you had sand. You could even, if you had bulk amounts of pepper to kind of use, if your parents were okay with it, you can really use anything that you have lying around. Another super fun thing to do is use shaving cream. If you have a table that you're okay covering in shaving cream, the beautiful thing is that when you rub it into the table, eventually it just sort of disappears. And it smells awesome if that's an olfactory sensation that you enjoy. And I'm speaking to you, parents. But yeah, if you just put a little bit of shaving cream and then spread it on the table. Writing in shaving cream is so much fun. I just happen not to have any, but maybe you do if you've got daddies or older brothers or anyone who shaves with shaving cream at home. So I want you to look around and see what you can find. Be creative. And then look, you can pause the screen right here. We've got all the different vocabulary cards for every animal that we saw in our book, Dear Zoo. So maybe you can start by pointing. What is your favorite animal? So Miss Dominique said, my favorite is the lion. So touch, I'm going to point to the lion. So you can pause and point or touch whichever animal was your absolute favorite. So have fun with this, everybody. And now for my parents, what did your child do? All we're really looking for is any sort of attempt to write. And that could just mean scribbling or drawing a picture. It is okay. We are focusing on pre-writing skills. If your child is very focused and interested on tracing or trying to make letters themselves, then that's great. I want you to go with that and meet your child wherever they're at. So I know we've got a couple of friends who are really into tracing. So maybe that's something where you as the parent might first either do the dot dot letters, sort of like I modeled on the whiteboard, or if you have some sort of sensory material, you could write yourself first and then have your child copy after you. That's a really great way to get our children who are not yet tracing just with marker on a paper that might get interested in tracing by using a sensory material first. And of course, if they're pointing, it says pictures in a story, but if your children are able to point to touch animals that were in the vocabulary cards right here, either that you request or if you ask them a question like, which animal is big? Which animal is little? And that's just you have all the animals right there. So your child can just answer the question by pointing, by touching. And of course, for our friends that need to be encouraged to use more words, that's your opportunity to help them repeat. Now, I hope all of the Spanish words are correct. I know they all are, except I'm not sure about giraffe and camel. So let me know if they're not, because I can always go back and change it. So in the meantime, you know how we do this distant learning. If you take a picture or a video or even just write me a message that says, yes, my child scribbled and tried to trace some animal words today. That is all I need to keep track of our wonderful kiddos' progress. So thank you, everybody, and have fun. I will see you later. Bye.